Random podcast where my husband and I discuss, debate, and drop jewels on an array of topics from random categories. I am your host, Savannah, and with me always is my main man, my cooler than a fan co-host.
It's on the beat, you know what I mean? I always struggle with the intro, but hey, I'm here.
That was better.
Yeah, better than last time.
Well, actually, this is take 2
on
this
yeah,
episode.
Yeah. We recorded this episode yesterday, and the audio, I messed that up. Well, actually, I didn't mess it up. It's just that we were
difficulties.
Yeah, it was some technical difficulties in there, and it froze up on me. So, yeah, but we doing this again, and hopefully y'all enjoy it, man.
Well, we're going to do things a little bit differently this podcast. I told you I wanted to drop some more jewels for people, or a lot more jewels for people, since it was a slow week in the news. There's a lot of COVID stuff. Other than COVID, the only other thing that really happened was relationship news and Black is King from Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce, man. Yep. Shout out to Beyonce and Jay-Z for sure.
And the Beehive, we don't want them coming after us.
Yeah, well, I think most of the time you safe.
Most of the time
you safe with the Beehive unless you talking
Bad
trash. If you talking trash, then the Beehive.
It's not trash.
Yeah, they gonna get at you.
It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. We'll see how they feel after we talk about
if we have any Beehive members.
Black is King. Is it Black is King?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
all right. So I think first and foremost, COVID news. We'll go ahead and knock that out because it's probably the most boring, and I think everybody's tired of hearing about it at this point.
Yeah.
But you know now, right? What I'm going into, the Miami Marlins.
All right, look. Okay, we recorded this yesterday, and I swear to you, I have never heard of the Miami Marlins before.
You had me questioning whether
like,
I actually
for real,
read what I read.
I'm dead serious when I say, like, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I consider myself to be at least knowledgeable about the game. I used to play it. I follow certain teams, and I have never heard of the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
I am not playing with y'all. So, hey, man, I did look it up, and it's a legit team.
Yes, they are.
I was thinking, I was like, okay, the Marlins. I'm like, all right, I know there's a Marlins team, but Miami, though? I was like, I don't remember Miami having a baseball team. So,
is there marlin in the water in Miami?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to look into it a little bit further. But I saw them on the schedule. I was like, they got a legit team, man. So all I can remember was the Mariners in Seattle, and I remember the Marlins. I just don't remember it being Miami. So, hey, man, if y'all know a little more history about it, let me know. If it's always been the Miami Marlins, I'm gonna just shut up.
How long they've been around?
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna just shut up, man. Y'all can take my baseball fan card for sure, because I'm not active. Yeah, if I don't know that that's an actual team and it's been like that forever, yeah, I'm not active no more. Yep, go ahead and take my card for sure.
So they initially started off with 5 players who were infected. I think 4 or 5, and then like the next day, there were 5 staff members and an additional 4 or 5. So it was a total of like 14 people that were affected or infected with the COVID. Yeah. And that was short span. I told you I was surprised because the only time they're in close proximity to each other is in the dugout. Other than that, it's not a close contact game.
Out there sharing tobacco. That's what's happening.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe
they out there sharing tobacco.
But that was another thing that I remember I brought up that I was concerned about for like football season and stuff, because everybody's going to need to have their own water bottles. Normally, everybody drinks out of the same water bottle.
I don't know how.
One person, 6 bottles. Like, how is that going to happen now?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be able to keep it up without having to shut it all down.
They have more numbers and more people getting infected than the NBA. Yeah. NBA's been going on for, a few weeks
NBA, they right up on each other all game. You can't even
heavy on the neck.
Yeah, you can't even social distance on the bench.
Yeah, they all in your grill, everything. So, I mean, but the coaches do wear masks. though.
Which is retarded, in my opinion, because all the players ain't got no mask on while they playing.
I mean, they can't. I mean, it definitely, I think, would be hard to do.
They trying to limit the exposure. I get it, and they trying to make it look like we are compliant. Like, we are trying our best to be compliant when
they want to protect their players and make sure
they just don't want the season to stop.
They're protecting their investment.
Man, I could say they protecting their investment to a certain extent. I would say that. That's why they got special little bubbles that they putting the players in, where they got their hotel rooms. And bubbles. That's what they call it. They call it the bubble. I don't know if you looked into it.
I pictured them in bubbles.
Like actual
LeBron
bubbles?
James
like the old...
one of those big bubbles?
Yeah. So it's
that'd be great.
Yeah, it's like...
that would be awesome to do. Like, for the... You know how they have the halftime with the NBA All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, do what?
They should have them play in those giant bubbles.
Oh, yeah, you tripping. Man, you might have some people watch it, though.
I would watch that. That would be fun.
Yeah, watch them playing it, yeah. It'd be more so to laugh, but...
Obviously, it's not going to be a serious pickup game. But you know how they changed the NFL? How they changed, what is it? It used to be in Hawaii all the time, the Pro Bowl. And now they played, like, was it dodgeball?
Yeah, they kind of like little fun games to play. Yeah.
Oh, man. I would watch football players play dodgeball all the time.
That one we watched last time was funny. Yeah.
I wonder if they were going to have Pro Bowl.
Well, preseason is out of there. So, no preseason. So, without preseason, Pro Bowl, highly unlikely, man. I don't even know what they're going to do in the season at all. I have no idea, man.
In case you guys haven't seen or watched or aren't even sports fans, what they did for the NBA is it looks like they dropped down all of their screens, or they put up more screens that's right around, I guess, would it be like the first or second row of chairs that's behind the announcers, normally where the announcers sit, but I'm assuming these guys are the statisticians. And they have virtual fans in the stands where I'm not sure how this works, if they can hear them cheering or not. It looks kind of cool. It does look really funny, though. It looks like you're watching a live video game.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I mean, they still hooping, though, so...
They're playing hard, too.
Yeah, they still hooping.
I can say it hasn't really done much for them to be not, putting it all out there.
Yeah. I saw Kawhi Leonard and LeBron going at it. It looked like it was the finals. So I was like...
That's a win for fans.
I was like, well, they still hooping, man. So, they don't... But, I mean, am I really looking and going out of my way to try to watch it? Nah. I mean, I don't know.
There's so much going on with COVID, I think, in the news that it's almost hard to enjoy something like that. Like, people are talking about wanting football season to come back, but knowing how it's going to come back, like we discussed on Take One, it's difficult because you know how the NFL gets their money. They put butts in the seats. How are you going to have all of these fans? How are you going to have them social distancing? How are you going to make sure that they're keeping their masks on? There's going to be beer involved, food involved.
Yeah, it's a whole lot, man. They're going to lose
money.
It's a whole lot of money.
Some way, shape, or form.
It's a whole lot of money.
Or they're just going to go completely AWOL and not do anything and just make it up to the fans. Or leave it up to the fans.
A whole lot of money being lost all across the board. So, I mean, until there's a more legit treatment that everybody can get on board with, it's just what it is, man. I mean, unfortunately, that's what we living with. But is it so bad to the point? I mean, I love sports. Don't get me wrong. But is it so bad to the point where it's like, oh man, I'm dying without football? And I mean, I can get it for people that are like, this is what they look forward to every year, and they don't have it. But you can say the same thing about people that play video games and games got pushed back. Yo, because I mean, I'm not a gamer, but that Last of Us 2 video game.
You're turning into a gamer.
Hey, man, that Last of Us 2, man, is a dope game. And I was mad because it got pushed back. So I can understand how they feel. But still, is it that bad, though, man? It's not to the point where I better not see no protesters, yo. I don't want to see that. Not over football and not over basketball. Nah. Well, basketball is going.
This is America, so.
Yeah, but I just don't want to see it, man. I mean, like, come on, cut it out.
I don't think it's gonna get that ridiculous.
Yo,
I don't think it's gonna get that ridiculous.
You just said it yourself. This is America. Man, I promise you it's going to be some people out there. I don't want to see it, but it's going to be some people out there.
They're going to protest the NFL for not letting them come into the stadium and watch the game?
It's already NFL players is not protesting, but they're already like, they don't really, they want to play, but they really don't want to play.
Oh, New York in the house.
Oh, yeah, stop it, man. Don't you do that. Yeah, you go with that in the house. Man. Yeah, Odell Beckham. I see now you got me wanting to say ODB, old dirty bastard, yo.
It's his initials. Like I don't know why. It correlates with me. I can't. I mean, I can kind of say.
Shout out to the Wu Tang.
Man, great show. They need to bring that back. When does that?
It's coming back. Actually, the Wu Tang show or series is coming back. I think in a few months, yo. Actually, I thought it was September, man, but I could be wrong. But I did hear some news about it not too long ago that they were already filming, and I think they finished filming the second season or whatever. Or was it the third season?
I think it's the third.
Third season. Yo, dope show. Super dope show, man, for real.
Yeah, look it up. If y'all need something to watch in a few months.
Oh, man, go watch that. Yo, it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get that. I think Hulu like $6 a month right now.
It's about the Wu-Tang. Very, very good. But yeah, do you think this is the new normal? Like,
what?
No preseason for football?
I don't think it's going to last that long. I just think maybe throughout this year. By next year, they're going to have other precautions, other things in place. They're going to have a lot more technology on COVID. Or, I'm sorry, the virus.
The COVID.
Nah, I'm trying not to say that word because there's apparently the more you say it, the more you are either demonetized or there are a lot of other things that impacts your mugger.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
And so I ain't trying to have nobody in our pockets. So what I'm gonna say, we got to come up with a name for
my money.
Let's come up with a name that everybody can. I guess we got to think about that.
The Rona?
I think the Rona is already in the mix too, because everybody like, yeah, we know what that is, because that was the first name. I think we gotta give it
the 19.
We could just call it the pandemic.
No, I'm sure the pandemic is probably on there.
Nah, pandemic is cool. You could use a pandemic, but you just, you know what I mean, you can't. I think you just can't say. You can call it the C. You know what I mean, the C word.
The C word.
Yeah, but the pandemic.
Not to be confused with the other C word.
Right. The pandemic is out here. Oh, matter of fact, hold on, y'all. Do y'all hear this crispness on the microphones?
Crispness.
We got new mics, so we enhancing our content quality. So shout out to
enhancing their experience.
Yeah, shout out to us, please.
Props.
Yeah, props to us, man. We want to make sure we bringing the best quality and you know what I mean. The best.
Yes, when we
best
do
foot
start
forward.
to do the videos.
Oh yeah,
people are going to see them.
Yeah.
I already have a statement I need to make about them, just because I know some of the people watching will already have jokes, so I'm gonna get that out there.
What?
First and foremost, I ain't saying it now because they can't see it, and I want to be able to say it when we're videotaping it, so they can't hit me with the jokes.
Yeah, man, that's coming soon too. Along with the mics, we got camera equipment and all that good stuff. We got lighting. Man, your boy going back to my old videography days where I used to do a whole lot of that.
We don't have a crew. We don't have stage
crew.
Yeah,
we ain't got a crew, but
the C word.
Yeah. We ain't got a crew.
Budgeting.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? We taking it serious and putting our best foot forward. So we hope y'all enjoy it, man.
Back on topic.
Yep.
So you don't think that it's going to happen after this?
Yeah,
you did say
this
probably
year.
Because everybody's calling for the vaccine, which is funny.
Yeah. You got the vaccine.
All the vaccines are going to have a portion of the virus in it.
Of course, for the antibodies and all that. So, people
so
going to be getting hit with it.
Everybody's going to have it.
I think everybody going to have it anyway. I'm going to be real with you. At the rate that it's going, if it don't get slowed down, I mean, how many people getting it every day? I mean, it's 330 million people in the U.S., And I don't know where they are right now in cases, but it won't take long to reach 330 million people.
Well, here's my theory, okay? They're going to hit everybody where it hurts, right? So first it's the pockets. And now we don't have much joy. So we're all bored. We're looking for stuff to do to keep our minds, occupied. So they're going to make things inconvenient, like football season. They're taking away preseason. They have to try to keep the players protected. Players are worried themselves about their family, themselves,
right,
wives, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So they're getting us used to a new normal. We're all going to be calling for the vaccine to hurry up and come out because we want things to return back to the way they were. So isn't that the greatest thing to do, is to continue to make Americans miserable so that every American goes out there and gets the virus so that we can go back to work, we can go back to being outside. That's my theory, is they're making it extremely hard for us to be back to our old ways so that it turns into demanding for a virus and then demanding that people need to get the virus, or not the virus, excuse me.
Demanding for a vaccine.
Right, for the vaccine, so that, if you work in the food service, now you need to have that shot. Like the TB shot needs to be had.
I think what's gonna take place, which is basically kind of what you're saying, but it's gonna be where, like in order for you, of course, like go to school, gotta have a vaccine.
Right, you gotta have certain shots to be in public school.
Work certain places, like you said, with the dealing with food and all that, gotta have a vaccine. Certain jobs, hey man, you're gonna have to have this vaccine and come back to work. So it's gonna be something where not necessarily just saying it's gonna be about making everybody miserable, but just making it so that everybody can't. You won't be able. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to go back to how things were in the past anyway. Everything's gonna be new. It's kind of like how the flu and everything is, and there's a flu every year. There's gonna be coronavirus testing or whatever every single year, and there's a new strand or something's gonna pop up. Oh man, we got this new hyper.
This one already has 3 different strands.
Yeah, we got all this new stuff. So man, it's gonna be a lot of changes, but I don't see the economy and all this other stuff, being impacted. Each and every year the way it's been done this year. Like this year has been off the chain, for real. Like the economy's suffering. They still playing games with the stimulus money. They out here debating. Democrats saying, "Give me that 600 unemployment, and let's get everybody protected from being evicted from their homes." Republicans like, "Nah, let's do $200." And then end it shortly after that, and it's just a back and forth thing, man. And then Trump just sitting there like, y'all need to hurry this up. So, right now it's a lot of stuff that's uncertain, but should
lock them down, man. Y'all can't go nowhere.
But
bathroom,
the positives,
nothing, no breaks. Put on them Depends and figure something out.
Yeah, but the positives are, man, that everybody, we can do something about it. It is what it is. No matter what's happening, we can decide to make our mark, leave our mark, do whatever we want to do. So, hey man, shout out to everybody that's out there making the best out of their circumstances. So,
Yep. So I think that's it for COVID news.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, the C word news.
Yeah. The pandemic news.
On to Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce. I'm about to say, who? Beyonce. Black is King, man. Okay. What's up?
So Black is King dropped. We watched it. It came out on Disney Plus. I believe that's the only place where you can see it because it's a tie-in to Lion King.
Disney Plus got classics on there. They had the Big Green on there. I was looking and I was just scrolling to see what they had. I was like, they got the Big Green. I was like, oh no.
Well, I think you can still. There's supposed to be certain things where you get it like for a week free. I think there's still a trial.
Oh yeah, I think first week trial. Yeah, we obviously we're not partnered with Disney Plus, but hey, it looks like a good.
Oh, that would be platform. A beautiful thing, though, wouldn't it?
Looks like a dope platform, man. Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yep.
They have a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, it's Beyonce's visual album. The film serves as a visual companion to the 2019 album The Lion King, The Gift. It's a tie-in album curated by Beyonce for the remake of The Lion King, which was the live-action Lion King. Beyonce meant for Black is King to be a celebration of Black culture and Black people, where they come from, where they are, where they're going, as well as a tribute to the ancestors, to the Black community, both here and on the other side of the pond where she's at, in Africa also. So that's why she has a lot of other people, artists that we might not have heard of in the U.S. on the album.
Yep.
So I'm not going to say I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I'm not a part of the Beehive. I don't think everything she does is a masterpiece. I don't think she does everything stupendously.
Yeah, I agree.
But she is a hell of a performer.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No question.
Now, I liked it, but there is such a disconnect in the middle that it's just like the visuals don't necessarily match the song, and then there's narration that's happening. You're kind of confused. It ties into a lot of things, not just The Lion King. So I said on the previous take that Jay-Z has an interview where he kind of elaborates on his relationship with Beyonce and what they went through, and he allowed her to drop Lemonade before his was the 444 album that dropped after that.
Yeah.
So that she could get it off her chest, and he allowed her that space because he owed it to her. So
yeah, he did.
What happened with him was his father left him when he was young, devastated him because, that's who he looked up to. And from there, he kind of closed off to relationships as a whole. No matter who it was, he wasn't allowing anybody to get close to him.
Right.
So despite being in a relationship with Beyonce, he wasn't all the way in. So, of course, the infidelities and stuff happened, but they worked through that. So you can kind of see where she's playing on that in there. But, I mean, it was good. Yeah. I think overall it was good, positive Black imagery for the youngsters and for the older people our age to be able to appreciate, like, all right, finally you don't see negative things happening.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree, man. I didn't know at first that that's what it was about, was the Lion King thing. So
yeah,
it was kind of like,
I told you.
Yeah.
When we were watching.
Right. But I'm saying before then, I like the commercials, all that stuff. I didn't know that's what it was. So I was like, oh, this is going to be, some dope visuals about, kind of like Black Power, Black excellence, the whole thing. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to check it out. But I found out it was about the Lion King, so then it had different vibes to it. I got a little lost with certain areas in it where I was just trying to tie it all in and make it make sense. So, but as far as what I think they accomplished with it was they gave an excellent visual of, like Black culture kind of at its finest, man. Like between artistry, dancing, clothing, fashion, history. They went into some comedic stuff. For those that don't know, that's ancient African culture or comedic culture, and there was some symbolism for that. She wore certain outfits and she had certain hair styles or whatever, and it was one in particular where she had this goat thing, and I thought that was like a what you call an Illuminati deal. I thought that was in reference to god of Moloch, which is considered to be like Satan or the devil, like devil worship.
You talking about that cow thing she was wearing?
Yeah. But because you got the horns and all that, and
yeah, well,
it's in reference to that. But anyways, I did a little research on that, and it does appear that what she was trying to do was showcase a god or deity of comedic culture. So I was like, okay, all right. So yeah, I mean, other than that, man, I thought it was dope. I thought the people that the directors, along with Beyonce, because you know she got to put herself in there, which I don't think she was actually in there. Like, I want the shot to be like this.
I think went to her.
Yeah, they had a lot of directors that were out of Nigeria. They did previous work on Lemonade and other stuff. You can kind of tell if you know what Lemonade looks like. It's very similar with this, and I thought it was just, man, it looked dope. I love the way they shot it. Me, because I do know some of the things it takes to make like really dope shots and show emotion with film, and the way they were doing it was fire. Yeah, so I liked it for that, and I liked the visuals. I liked the message, from what I could understand. Now, if somebody come out here and debunk this video to show it has a whole lot of stuff in there, I retract everything I'm saying right now. I'm gonna be like, yeah, nah, I ain't even like that. Nope. But hopefully we get some people from the Beehive be like, you know what, I like We Random Podcast. They was bigging up Beyonce. Oh, we get some likes and some subscribers, man, off of Beyonce's shameless. Back. Right.
Shameless right now. So you did feel like it was good for the culture?
Yeah, I do, man. I think it was good. I don't think it was like, for real, it wasn't Black Panther good. Black Panther was powerful, man. That joint had people feeling like it was actual Wakanda out here. Right. And we was literally like,
there are shirts.
We was ready to go. It was an army out
pack
here.
Our bags.
Yeah, it was an army out here. Yeah, man. Like, you talk about Black Power, that joint right there had you feeling. I got up out of that theater like, just started pumping my chest, put the X up to my chest. I was like, man, same way I felt when I saw, what's that movie? 300. The first time I saw 300, I promise you, I got out the movie theaters. I was like, chest? I wanted to kick whoever wanted some problems. If somebody wanted some, I swear they could have got that Spartan kick all the way down the steps. In the movie, I wanted to kick him from the top step because I was all the way at the top. So I wanted to hit somebody from the top all the way down. This is Sparta.
That's how looking for somebody, huh?
That's how I felt after that, and that's kind of how I felt.
What'd you say?
Yo, man, I'm telling you.
I wasn't even talking to you, sir. I said have a good night.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That's how I felt after watching not Wakanda, Black Panther. See. I think it's a real place, man. People was Googling it, everything, man. Everybody was, man. That was different.
Because there is a Wikipedia page about it.
Yeah, it was different. But Black is King was, visually, it was fire. The music was dope. Production was tight. Yeah, man. So shout out to the whole crew that was a part of that, man. That was tight.
Yeah, you also said that you were waiting for some controversy to be stirred up over it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some kind of controversy. I believe you say you don't think it is because it's Beyonce and she's kind of liked by everybody.
Everything, yeah.
I say the controversy.
She can get away with it.
I say it's
nobody
gonna be.
Wants that smoke from the Beehive, bro.
I hadn't seen any yet. Nothing's popped up yet, but I think with it, you know, by saying Black is King, you're gonna have obviously your people that feel like.
The ones
what is that? Why can't it be white is king or all lives are kings? Something like that. Like just something retarded.
Retards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's obviously talking about Black culture in this particular film. They're gonna be like, Lion King is not about African Americans
too.
African Americans are not what we're talking about on Lion King, so it shouldn't be called that. It's going to be all those individuals that's got something to say about it. And I think, me personally, when you are dealing with a project that is set in a certain area, it's also set within a certain culture of people, you're going to see majority Black people in it. It is what it is. Hey, man, I'm all for it. I enjoy what it's saying for the youth. You know, I don't need that to feel Like, that's one thing I can say. I don't need to see Black is King to be like, oh man, that's another black image, beautiful people. I don't need that, because I know who I am, and you know, we teach our kids to also know who they are as well. So I don't need that, but for youth, for kids, right? I think it's excellent, man. I think it's beautiful to see that, and then they can see the success. So I enjoy when our celebrities or when our musicians that hold a high place in the industry are able to do something the way that they were able to put it together, man. It was fire. It was dope.
Well, anyway, the point I wanted to make was that there is a lot of, even when you go to other countries view African Americans in a negative light.
Right.
They act this way, they act that way, because all the imagery that's shown to them are of movies like Boys in the Hood, and you know, the music is also like NWA and disrespectful and very aggressive. So to see African Americans or Black people as a whole coming out of the United States with a less aggressive tone and soft and beautiful and raising each other up in a more positive light, because even with all of the Black Lives Movement and the protests that happens and all the violence that's happening, that is the stuff that's being put out there. Sometimes people aren't even a part of it and just do, and
it's just so put the stuff up there. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
So
it's like somebody claiming to be with a gang and they ain't even with a gang.
Rep.
Yeah. So
there's people out there. There's like trollers.
Yeah. Well, you also seen there are people that are they caught that guy, and I think it was in Minnesota. He was a white supremacist, and they caught him. He was the first person to actually start smashing the windows at the AutoZone. The AutoZone that got burnt down. When there was a peaceful protest, he came in and then he started the actual chaos that ensued afterwards. Yeah, but they were trying to blame it on everybody else, and he was actually planted in there to do stuff like that. So, hey man, not everybody that you see in the news, everything you see on the news is actually what it is. So,
well, you know, sometimes what you catch is the retaliation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in school, they always tell you, you might get hit first, but don't hit back.
Yeah.
But then in this
it's only but so much. It's only but so much, man.
You absolutely hit back.
What you seeing is just a series of people just feeling like, all right, man, y'all just going. It's like being bullied, and then eventually, the kid that's being bullied the whole time was the peaceful one, and not knowing that little peaceful dude right there get busy. Hands. he get busy, and so
it was for your protection,
right? Message.
That's why. I hate you.
All right, not good.
That's why it's needed. So even if somebody says it, it's only to troll. It's only to start something. Sometimes no response is a response. So when people start, if that happens, if people do bring up that argument and they want to talk bad about what Beyonce was doing and the Beehive don't get them, I mean, the best thing to do is to ignore it, because that is just ignorance talking at that point. If you don't see all of the negative imagery out here about the Black community, and you can't identify that the media is constantly throwing it out there and creating this narrative,
right,
then there's no point in even trying to have that conversation to convince you of anything else, because your mind is already made up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna continue to let you think that. I feel bad for you, boo-boo.
Yep. That's real talk.
Well, unfortunately for you, sir, we're gonna have to switch topics now.
It's all good. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at it.
Right.
Switch topics. Hey man, shout out to All Deaf Digital, man. I watched
Roast This
podcast, and yeah, man.
Is it a podcast? I don't think it's a podcast. They do it on IG Live, and they do it on YouTube.
Not. Yeah, I guess not a podcast, but yeah, definitely, man. They funny, man. All Deaf Digital is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, in the first episode, I asked you if you felt like there was an agenda behind the media showing dysfunctional relationships.
Okay.
So, they put them in environments, you know, liquor pool, half naked. They kind of glamorize it. It's all over. So this week, there was a lot of negative and positive stuff happening in relationships in the media. Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats celebrated their 10-year anniversary.
Swizzy.
Marital woes were still happening for Kim and Kanye. You did mention on the previous podcast that Kanye had issued an apology to Kim, I believe it was via Twitter.
Yeah.
And then after that, what happened was Kim went out to see Kanye on the ranch, and they were pictured taking a drive where she was crying during the drive.
She was like, look here, Mr. West, we're going to have to get a divorce, player.
Yeah, you said you had your ear to the streets.
Yeah, I had
and
my
they
ears
was
to the
talking.
streets. I got my sources, man.
Word on the street was she asked for a divorce.
Yeah, she was asked for a divorce. And but now apparently they're trying to get some counseling and trying to save their marriage. So
they're going to put him back in the sunken place.
They're going to have to. They want Kanye, because right now I think her issues was she didn't want him to go ahead. She didn't want him to move forward with trying to become the president of the United States. So she wanted him to shut it down. He's now trying to get on the Ohio ballot. So I don't think he's slowing down. He's going to slow down anytime soon. So their marriage is going to continue to be on the rocks. So we'll see. But I'm telling you, man, they're not happy together, man. It is what it is. But
it's a business deal.
Yep. I'm telling you.
Well, Sean Penn and his 4-year girlfriend, Layla George, got married.
BJ Penn.
No. Sean Penn.
Sean, yeah. I know. I don't... I had to Google this cat, man, because I didn't know who he was. So don't be mad at me, y'all. I'm not great at names, especially actors and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then by far the worst news, I think, for Riverdale star, we don't watch it, but we know people who do. Our son does. Vanessa Morgan had announced that her and her husband, Michael Kopech, from the Chicago White Sox, the pitcher there, they are expecting a baby boy. However, in June, Michael quietly filed for divorce. So,
yeah, I bet he did, quietly.
I mean, it's sad, though. That it's actually super sad.
Yeah. That's
an experience that should be gone through as husband and wife, I think, from beginning to end.
Right.
It's a sad thing. But the reality, Lord, I'm channeling your mouth.
You struggling out here. See, y'all, I'm getting better, y'all. I am getting better at this.
I'm getting worse. I need to spend some time away from you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you.
The reality of relationships is that they don't always last, right?
Right.
Breakups happen, divorces happen, and it is very prevalent in today's society.
True that.
But relationships aren't going anywhere.
No.
We all want somebody who we can spend our life with. Whether it's a life partnership or a husband or a wife or whatever the case may be, people are always going to be on the search for that.
Whether it's a puppy dog, it's a doll.
Nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do bestiality. We're not going to.
I didn't say bestiality. You said bestiality.
No, you said
no
whether
animals.
It's a puppy dog.
Yeah, I ain't talking about having sex with the animals.
I'm talking about romantic relationships.
You didn't say that, though. You just said relationships. So
you're going to want somebody to spend your life with.
Do you not see these people out here? Do you not watch these weird shows that be popping up on these channels?
Look, you and these weirdo love shows. Look, we watched 1 or 2 episodes because it was super strange.
Yeah, it was one guy.
I can't say that I was happy after watching it. Curious.
There was one guy. He liked this girl to turn into like a baby, and which was like pedophile 101 to me. She was an adult,
but they didn't do it during sexy time. He said he just wanted to take care of her.
Yeah, but it still was real.
It is weird.
It was weird.
Super weird.
Yeah. He wanted to put it on the diapers type stuff. And
he allowed her to be whatever age she wanted to be.
Yeah.
And she ranged from ages. What did she say? 3.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that show, but it was definitely strange. Strange behavior, man. But nah, go ahead on your. I don't want to drift from.
You keep doing that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Cause it's random. That's what we do.
You're random.
We random, man. We
the
best.
Out of context.
Anyway,
I felt like now was the best time as any to get into it and drop some jewels, some gems for the people.
Oh, is that what they want? They want jewels?
They do.
They want the jewels?
They don't want
not
the jewels.
Not the jewels, but they want jewels.
That's probably what they're working for.
Okay, let's get it, man. Let's give them some knowledge.
We got to give it to them, boss.
Message. Let's give them knowledge. Let's go, man. What are we doing?
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you to go ahead and get your pens and pads out. You might want to take some notes.
Yep.
Especially if you're single and looking, or if you're in the beginning stages of getting to know somebody. We got you right now.
Okay.
So, the first jewel I think we should drop on relationships is being how to get to know somebody properly.
Okay.
There's 2 things you need to do. You need to get to know the person, and you need to get to know the person in a relationship.
Oh, break that down a little bit deeper. Go ahead, sis. Break it down.
Yes.
Go ahead, break it down.
So I can know you're a good person. I can be your friend, and I can be like, yo, he's hella giving. He's super forgiving, and, he has a good heart. He'd give you the shirt off his back.
Right.
However, you in a relationship might not be so forgiving. You might be like, yep, she got 2 strikes and she's out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I might like you single, showing off some cleavage, but you as wifey, you're going to have to cover some of that up, because I don't need all these dudes out here.
Yeah, you don't want your bits out, man.
Right. Don't showcase the bits.
Yep, cover your bits.
So there are 2 different people wrapped into one that you need to get to know. Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
Do you?
I do, man. It be easy like that. That's how it is.
I think it's more so for men than it is for women.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of brothers don't. Some of them, they don't want to say nothing because they ain't got no backbone, and they don't want to offend they woman. But the truth is, you gotta be honest, man. Like, look, I don't want you out here with your booty all out. But
that can offend some ladies, because I had my booty out when you met me and you didn't seem to have a problem then.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different. You ain't out here trying to catch nothing. Yeah, right. You ain't a Pokemon. Nah, man. No.
No. Pokemon is what you catch, sir.
I know, I'm saying, but like, you gotta be on the streets as a Pokemon for them to catch you. You get what I'm saying? So you can look at the catchers as the men out there, and the Pokemon are all the women. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it look like out here. So anyway, nah, man. I mean, I think for the brothers, man, just be honest about how you feel, like what you prefer in a relationship, and if the woman's down for you thoroughly, she gonna rock with you, man. Sometimes I ain't saying don't be unreasonable, but hey, man, look, I would prefer you to dress this way. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's just a small, minute thing.
Yeah,
that might not
crazy.
Even be a
I'm just saying, I ain't telling you to come out here.
I'm just saying that is one thing that you need to take into account, is that how somebody is as an individual might not necessarily have anything to do with if they're going to be a good relationship match for you. Just because they're a good person doesn't mean they're a good match for you in a relationship. Right.
You just want it's just a respect thing. It's the same thing for the man. It's
some
like, okay,
men might
my
not
wife
even care if your butt is hanging out. They might enjoy that. They might like other men looking at their girl like, oh, brother, yep, that's mine.
Yeah, it's plenty of men that's cool with that. I'm just saying for the brothers that ain't cool with it, y'all just got to be more vocal about how y'all feel about it. And even though we're in a new day and time, hey, man, look, this is what I prefer. And you would expect your woman to a certain extent, if y'all on the same page, she ain't gonna want you to be all out there showcasing your stuff either. So, here's what it is.
With the D print.
Yeah, all that with the gray sweatpants, all that, fam. Cut it out, fam.
Basketball shorts.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the sake of keeping not the argument, but the debate going. What you do to get to know somebody is what? You spend time together, you ask questions, you vibe.
Yeah.
That's the new word. I'm vibing. Anyway, ask the right questions. Don't waste time.
What kind of questions,
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
All right.
But there is one question that I need everybody to stop asking. This is such a remedial question. You can use it as a pickup line. I don't mind as a pickup line, but don't ask this question and be serious about it. So that question, or different phrasings of the question, is, what kind of guy or girl are you interested in? What kind of guy or girl do you like, or are you like attracted to?
Yeah, setup question, huh?
Bruh.
Yeah.
That is handing a loaded gun to somebody. You are giving them a map to find the Holy Grail.
All the ammunition.
That's a fast pass to ride this ride.
Fast pass.
It is. I'm literally telling you everything I want in a person, and everything that makes me attractive.
You making Disney sound so dirty right now. That's
Disney makes itself sound dirty.
Man.
Disney, we all know what Disney is accused of, sir. I had the Little Mermaid VHS case, okay?
I ain't gonna go in on Disney like that, man. We still got Disney tickets.
I had the VHS case of the Little Mermaid. Fact, I know what's hiding in that castle. Matter of fact,
I need to call customer service.
I seen it. I couldn't unseen it.
I need to call customer service, make sure they ain't, with all this all this pandemic stuff, they ain't messed up our tickets, man, because we had 4 years to use them. Huh?
We had 4 years to use them.
No, we got till 2030 to use them.
Oh, 10 years?
Yeah, 2030.
Shout out Disney.
Shout out, for sure.
Anyway, the problem with that question is exactly that. People, you are giving them all the answers, and then shortly they will become that person. They will get in them draws, and then you will be wondering why this individual has changed so much in such a quick time.
Yep.
And it is because you gave them the keys to the car.
Yep, that is true. That's a good one, man, because I never really looked at it like that. Because I can say,
I want a girl who's outgoing. I've done that. I like someone who's adventurous. I like someone who's romantic.
I've been in those kind of conversations.
Dude is bringing you flowers. He's taking you hiking.
That's a good one, babe. You know what? I never really thought about it like that, because I know when I was first starting off my dating adventures, that was a question that was.
That's a super common question. Asked. And it's not a good question at all.
What kind of girls do you like? And really,
then I'm gonna become the epitome of that person.
Well, the funny thing is, at a certain age, especially if it's at a younger age, you don't know what you like, man. You just out here thinking, all right, well,
that's a great answer, though. I don't know who I like.
I like this. Yeah, that's excellent.
I try everything out.
That's an excellent answer.
Or I'm not answering that question because I don't want to give you the fast pass to ride this ride.
Yeah. All right, you and riding rides now. All right. You about to get somebody imaginary beat up in here.
Shut up. They don't even know what I look like yet. They just know what my cartoon look like.
Yeah.
Unless you follow me on IG, then not my personal page,
Will
my
Smith,
business page.
The what you call it, Will Smith person that followed you on.
Will Smith was
right after the
DM.
entanglement joint, man. It was some random dude that was acting as Will Smith.
That was somebody playing. I know it had to be somebody we knew or something being stupid.
Yeah, that was funny.
Anyway, what do you think is the wrong thing to do, a wrong question to ask, if any?
Wrong question
to
ask?
Where do you think we go wrong with trying to vet a mate, with trying to pick a mate, with trying to see, getting to know somebody? Man, what do you think is incorrect?
Okay, so when you're trying to get to know someone, I think, vetting a mate, I would say, is moving too fast, first of all. Trying to do all this stuff, all this big stuff,
What's too fast? Because time is relative to people.
Time is relative, but you got to be able, it takes time to get a chance to know somebody, man. Like, you're not going to get a chance to know nobody in 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. Because you got to allow all different kind of facets of life to happen for you to understand truly who you're dealing with. So within 3 months, that person may be having the best year ever so far. And then 6 months later, or 9 months later, towards the end of the year, all of a sudden now, times getting rough. Money funny. Credit won't get it. Anything could be going on, and now this person acts a different way. They treat you a different way. So you have to allow life to happen while you're getting to know the person. So all I'm gonna say is take your time with that, and be willing to be vulnerable, whoever you with. Like, those are some of the things. If you have a person that's not able to be vulnerable with you, then it's gonna take time for that person to open up. You have to weigh out the options if you want to be with that person for the long term or not. It is what it is. A person that is not vulnerable to begin with, which a lot of people aren't, but I'm saying within 3 months, within 2 months, if they ain't vulnerable by then, and y'all are in a relationship where y'all trying to really grow together and y'all hanging out, y'all done been on numerous amount of dates.
Pause, boss.
What?
I'm saying getting to know somebody before you get into a relationship. This is part of the problem.
You're not even talking. I thought you was talking about while they're in a relationship, getting to know each other.
Where do we go wrong trying to get to know somebody? Before we get to the relationship
You
point.
mean before you even take a person on a date?
Fast. No, you can take somebody out on a date, but committing to one individual. Now, just dating one person,
clarify that.
Just because we're dating doesn't mean we go together.
Oh, man.
Doesn't mean you're my boyfriend. Doesn't mean she's your girlfriend.
You said getting in a relationship. Relationships start whenever you start to talk to somebody. You're building a relationship. So now we got to clarify. Now I got to clarify what I'm saying, because I was confused. I didn't.
But that is, you said moving too fast, which I agree. Moving too fast.
Yeah, moving too fast is one of them. You made a good point
there, because sometimes you end up in a relationship, right? And now you're starting to get to know the person after 2 months, and we boyfriend and girlfriend. We go together now. Yeah. You might be sleeping over the crib 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 nights a week, going home just to grab clothes.
Right.
And now we in this.
Right. Yeah. Nah, well, so the other thing to that is, don't move too fast. And if you're trying to literally get to know somebody, be friends with them first. Like, be a friend first. That's the first thing you should be. If that person is somebody that you can be 100% yourself around, then it's going to have a lot more chance of succeeding as a relationship if you can be you. So if you can't be who you are around this person, you have to put on this facade, or you have to put on this let me give this person what they want, then it ain't gonna go nowhere, because it's gonna be some times where you slip up.
I'm gonna catch the Holy Spirit in here, sir.
Yo, you gonna slip up. You ain't gonna be on point 24/7.
Well, piggybacking off of that.
Piggybacking
off of this.
Oh man, yo, this podcast is bringing me so much life. She never does this.
She does it never. You in the double negative.
She never does this throughout the day.
No.
So it's great, because she always getting on me about me messing up my words. So I'm loving the fact that she's messing up so many words right now.
That's why you never let us do it earlier.
Pigging back, y'all.
Let yourself speak for you. Stop describing yourself in the best possible light ever. You need to be real. The sooner you act like yourself with somebody, the better off you'll be. Man. So please.
Just be who you are.
I'm not saying, start farting and burping on the first date, second date, third date. Ease them into that part slowly.
Don't
However, you got to at least, you know what? I'm having a bad day today. It is what it is. When I have a bad day, I'm kind of cranky, so I'm just not going to talk to you today because I'm going to be short. You need to know that about me if you want to be with me. When I'm having a bad day, I'm cranky and I'm short. You're going to get some attitude.
Yeah. I think it's good to have that understanding, so you know what the expectations are. And a person is, if you go through all of that stuff and you tell a person this is who I am, all right, there's a great chance that this person is actually down to get to know you thoroughly. Now, it could all be, don't get me wrong, everybody can go all the way through it. Just to reach a goal, which may be to have sex with the person, and then after that they're gonna be gone.
But that's why these questions are going to help.
Right. So
this process is going to help because a lot of guys don't want to be a girl's friend. They just want to smash. Well, now, the men out there who are looking for a partner...
I ain't going to say a lot of guys. I ain't going to do that. I would say a lot of immature brothers would do that. I don't think brothers that got their head on straight are really looking for...
Look, the crowd of guys that you hang with, that you call friends, are out of this world. Like, I don't know how you have so many good guys as friends.
What?
Like,
what you mean?
The guys that
that's easy.
That's
very common, man. It ain't uncommon.
Man, no, it's not.
It ain't uncommon, man.
I mean, birds of a feather, obviously. But it's like you have more than a handful of guys that you know, sorry ladies, all married and taken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're all great men.
Right.
You don't find that very often. Even in the workplace. I've worked with plenty of men before, and it's like men.
That's my point.
And women.
What I'm saying is
can be so tragic. You think there's a lot of men out there who would want to be friends with a woman before actually getting into bed with them?
Getting to know them?
Getting to know them and becoming friends, because you
this
are
is my point I'm making.
Friends.
I'm just saying a secure man is coming to you with straight respect from the get-go, because his idea is that either I'm looking for a relationship
he wants
or
to build.
I don't want a relationship and I just want to get busy. So he is like, hey, look, let's put all the shenanigans to the side. We ain't got to go through all of this talk. We're going to get straight to the business.
Okay.
That's what that person is going to do when they're solid.
Okay. So let's shorten up your answer. So basically a man who is willing or wanting to be in a relationship will say so.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then that's a good question to ask, right?
Yeah, if you don't want to be, if you don't want to be in a relationship, you can ask that question to clarify if that person is really trying to be with you or not.
All right. Well, that leads me to the questions, ladies and gentlemen. These questions are going to help steer you in the right direction of gauging if somebody is good for you or not. You need to ask the right questions that deal with what is important to you as an individual, as well as broader questions that's important to a relationship and even a person's independence. So there's questions about finances that need to be asked,
right?
Disagreements and arguments, how that's handled, and then future plans regarding your career, relationship goals, and family matters.
Right. Okay.
So for you, as an individual, music is a huge deal for you.
Right.
That is a question that you would have to throw in there, right? Because it's a hobby for you, but it's also how you make your money.
I wouldn't even say... Yeah, I guess you could say it is.
It's something you do to pass time that you enjoy. It's also a stress relief. So you could spend 8 to 12 hours doing music.
That's true.
And you would have to ask a question pertaining to that because you had issues in previous relationships about spending too much time doing that.
Well, I think that's true. That's a touchy thing, you know. I don't want to get in on.
I'm just saying. In
I know what you're saying, but I just want to clarify.
That's an example
for somebody
people
that has something that they're passionate about doing, that they love to do.
There is a process. The right questions.
There is a process when you're dealing with certain people, certain individuals, like models, whatever. It's a process in which some of it they're doing it because they love to do. So they may actually take on a job where they're not getting paid. It's because they love to do. They love to model, right? So you have to be willing to deal with a person that's a creative, that's artistic, and they showcase their art in different ways. You have to be willing to say, okay, well, that person is just enjoying what they love to do, and you also have to understand there are that that period of professionalism where that person is actually getting paid and is actually doing what they love to do, and it's their job. So, you know.
Well, it could be a range of things. I'm just using that as an
example.
No.
I know, but I'm just saying when you're dealing with, I'm just talking about from that perspective. When you're dealing with somebody that's creative, it's challenging. No matter what, anybody that's in any kind of field like that, music, film, directors, whatever they do, writers, artists, painters, any of that.
It could even be somebody needing their space. Personal time for themselves.
Right.
I don't like somebody up under me all the time. I need to have a day for me to do whatever I need to do.
Right.
So I need to know that if we enter into a relationship, how would you feel if, we're living together at some point and out of the 2 days off, I want to take 1 day just to do me.
Yeah. And just to clarify for everybody, as we go over the questions you should ask, these should be asked. Some of them can be asked back to back, but we would recommend that these are not questions that you're asking
all
initially on your first date, stuff like that. No. Even though we were saying that this is part of getting to know a person before you get in a committed relationship. Some of these questions, unfortunately, some of you are already in those relationships, and you may have never asked these questions already. So you can still use them. Don't think you can't use them now, even though you've already been in a committed relationship. But this is something that you ask over time, not right away, man. Because
it's a good thing to ask if you're in a relationship already and you don't know the answer to, because what you don't want to happen is grow apart.
Yeah.
Or you might want to find a better way to resolve conflicts in your relationship.
Right.
So find out what's important to you and find out your answer to these questions before you ask them, because asking them and not having your answer ready if it's turned around on you, or even knowing if that question aligns with how you feel when somebody answers it.
Yeah.
So, honesty is needed. Not to say the other person might not be deceiving or deceitful in their answers.
Right.
But that will also be exposed if you do get into a relationship with that person and their actions do not align with their answers, which lets you know probably not a good thing if the person had to lie to you in the beginning about it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's most likely a toxic person. But we'll go over finances first. So I have a couple of questions. That is good. In a serious relationship, would you want a joint account or a separate bank account, and why? This allows you to know how the individual thinks and feels, probably what they're afraid of happening.
Right.
For me, I always felt like what was mine is yours. It didn't necessarily have to be reciprocated, because in opposite relationships other than you, it was never reciprocated.
Yeah.
It was always, a take thing. So with
just
you,
in
was
case,
the first
just in
time.
case one of us hit the lottery, we need to make sure it goes in our account and it's going to joint for sure.
Let's see.
It's our million.
Another good one is, how important is financial stability for you?
Right. No, I was
you
laughing.
were there laughing at yourself.
No, I was laughing because I said it's our $1 million.
They're millions.
Yeah,
I'm getting more than $1 million, sir.
Yeah, it's ours though.
Nah.
Nah,
fam.
We random.
It's just turn that W upside down. Me
random.
Me money.
Go ahead. What you saying?
How important is financial stability for you? You need to know if that person puts where they rank their financial stability. If that is something that they absolutely need to have, or if they'd rather be able to travel the world and not have so much money in the bank. Some people are okay living paycheck to paycheck. Some people aren't okay, and they just want a huge amount of money in the bank and want to live modestly.
Yeah.
You have any questions for finances?
No. That one's straightforward, man. Yeah, definitely.
You want to add a question? No.
Nah, not right now. I want to hear all the rest of the questions you got, so we're not asking the same one.
Okay. Should I move on to the disagreement questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever you got.
Okay, so the question would be, how do you get during an argument with your significant other? Some people yell, some people shut down.
Well, see, let me say though, on that one though, like that one may have to be an observation because I'm saying because
no.
what? See, this is all right. So this is where I'm at with it. Everybody's not gonna still be truthful, man. Even though it goes to your honesty question, all these things to vet
you can
people.
even ask, how do you get when you're angry? When you're mad, well, how do you act when you're mad?
But what I'm saying is, a serial killer ain't gonna be like, when I get mad, I kill. I'm just being real.
Dexter.
That's what I'm being real. Like, yeah, Dexter ain't gonna be like, yeah, man, when I get upset, I go out here and I put you in a plastic room.
Obviously, abusers are not gonna be like, I hit my woman.
And that's what I'm saying.
I hit my dude.
I know everybody's not abusers. That's not who you're gonna run across all the time.
They're out there.
I know that, but I'm just trying to clarify that particular question. That might be one question where you also may need to observe the person as well.
You absolutely need to observe it, but you also need to ask that question.
I'm not knocking out asking it, but I'm saying
you were just knocking it.
No, I'm not.
Run the tape back.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
You're just like, that question might need to be observed more than asked.
Lord, y'all see what I'm dealing with? Okay. I am saying.
I promise y'all we have a great relationship.
I'm saying we gotta. All I'm really saying is that should be something that is also observed, because that is an easy question for somebody to duck.
It's not an easy question to duck.
It is.
It's not an easy question to duck.
Man, I'm cool. I'm straight.
I'm asking you how you get when you angry, or when you're arguing with somebody, when you get into a disagreement with somebody,
man, I walk away.
How do you handle it?
That person say, I walk away.
Okay, I might not like somebody who walks away, though. I stand there and argue my point. I might not like somebody who stands there and argues their point. Man, I shut down. To be honest with you, I don't really say much. I let the other person get off everything they need to get off, and then I don't say anything. Okay. There are ways for that. I yell, I scream when I get angry, I grit my teeth. I walk away. I need time to calm down before I can talk.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying the questions aren't needed. Just analyze what's being said with that particular question.
Yes,
just
all of these need to be observed. Every question.
Analyze that one for sure. For sure. That one in particular.
Analyze it or observe it.
Huh?
Analyze it or observe it.
You need to do both. I guess. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Okay, and then ask how conflict resolution looks like when you're having an argument with your significant other. How would you like...
Who is conflict resolution?
What?
Who is that?
Conflict resolution.
No, I know, man. I'm just playing, man. I'm saying, you know how I am, man. With I just dumb it down.
I literally asked you a lot of these questions when we were getting to know each other. I said, what would it look like for you with your spouse or significant other? How would you like to solve arguments? You would like to sit down and have a conversation to find a resolution. All right, cool. Some people don't like to have the confrontation. Yeah. Some people, I'm like, well, if I'm angry, I'm going to tell you right now, you can't talk to me when I'm mad, because I'm going to be in my feelings and I'm not going to want to hear it.
No, I know.
And you was like, well, that's cool. You can have your time to chill, get back to your peace, and then we can have a conversation. Oh, absolutely. I don't mind that. Like, I could definitely work with that. I prefer that, instead of ignoring what happened and just moving on as if nothing happened.
Look at you, counselor. Go ahead, man.
Ooh, ooh.
All right. Hey.
Well, you have any questions there you want to add? No?
Questions you should ask somebody
for a disagreement, or you're gonna think about it and add it at the end, sir?
Yeah, I might think about it a little bit more. See if I got anything to add. I mean, yeah. All right, that's cool. Go ahead.
All right. Well, and then future plans. So I have 1 or 2 questions you can ask for future plans. Maybe my co-host might give you guys some other ones because I would hope he would, since he should be prepared for this. But
what was a shot, y'all? She took a shot at me.
Absolutely.
Gunshots.
Blah blah blah. What are your relationship goals? Are you willing to compromise on any of them? Some people might not want to get married. Some people might not want kids. Some people might want a lot of kids. Some people might not. So you need to know before you get into a relationship if you're going to be building a family, a big family, or you're just going to be living with somebody for the rest of your life because they don't want to get married. And you might want to be married wholeheartedly. So that's absolutely something that needs to be discussed.
All right.
Again, this can be later on as you're getting to know somebody, but that is also a good question to ask if the person is interested in pursuing a relationship with you or not.
Right.
Because you might be all down to have fun, but this isn't going to be somebody you call repeatedly if you're not going to build something with that person.
No doubt.
You should definitely let this person know that, hey, I'm not for the games. I'm trying to find somebody to spend my life with. I'm cool getting to know you.
Yeah.
But if you're not looking for a relationship, I mean, we can chill, kick it, and see how things run. But I'm probably not going to roll with you too long because if somebody else catches my eye that wants a relationship, I'm going that way.
Yeah, I think the only thing to add that I wanted to say was, you also got to be willing to, like you just saying right at the end, when you know that ain't, like, after asking these questions and the person is failing, after so many of these different questions you're asking, man, just walk away. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with just saying, hey man, look, it's not gonna work. I don't think it's really a good thing for me and you. It's not a good thing.
Well, I think the vibe will start to fade out too, because 9 times out of 10, the person is gonna ask you for your answer.
Man, and don't be.
And if they don't, then they really aren't that interested in getting to know you on a relationship.
Don't be out here
either.
being toxic, man, and jumping from being a serial dater and then taking people on a ride and an emotional roller coaster and then spitting them out. Don't do that. Don't be that person that's out here causing chaos to the world, because you don't know how you treat that person, how that person is gonna now move on throughout life. And if you're a serial dater, you are making it worse for the rest of the people out here trying to get dates with the same person that you just damaged because you didn't treat them so dirty. So fix yourself too, y'all. It's very important that you get to know you, and it's okay with not being with somebody. These questions that we having you ask, that's to get to know a potential mate. But you also got to be able to answer these same questions that you're asking other people yourself.
Yep.
You got to ask yourself these same questions. And then those questions, you got to be able to say, okay, this is what's what. And based on your responses and your answers, you go out here and you find somebody that's going to be in alignment with you.
I mean, we ain't judging if you want to be out here a whole floozy in the streets. Be a whole floozy.
Yeah, I'm judging you. Nah, I'm playing.
If you ain't ready for a relationship, do your thing.
If you don't want to be in a relationship and you just want to go out there and do your thing, still
put that out there.
Yeah, but still be honest though. Yep. Like all that still has to be up front. Don't be like, hey, nah, I'm committed to you, and then you got a whole nother dude or a whole nother chick on the other, up the road. And now this person is thinking that they the only one. And that's what I mean by being a serial dater, because people that date sometimes are not even really in relationships. They just sleeping. They get on one of these dating websites, Plenty of Fish or something, just trying to get a hookup. And that's not a real relationship.
Christian mingle.
Oh, yeah, I ain't know nothing about Christian mingle. You know what I mean?
They're probably the worst ones.
Yeah, so.
Sorry to anybody subscribed to that. I'm just making a joke. Like,
yeah, man. But I'm just saying, definitely get a chance to know the person, man, for sure.
You definitely. I think the best thing that we did was your whole celibacy ride.
Yep. See, I did the celibacy thing.
I think that actually is a great tool when you get to know somebody. Hold off on it because we had
it could have backfired. Now we could have.
Oh yeah, it could have. But I think we had a connection there. Obviously, we had a connection. But do you remember when, like, I think it was when that thing with your teeth happened, and then you kind of went ghost for a bit.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of like, didn't really know we were going to be talking because I felt some kind of way. And,
we stopped.
You wanted to clear the air. And it was probably about a month, I think, or 2 weeks to a month, before we saw each other or anything. But we hadn't had sex. We weren't even in a relationship. We were getting to know each other. And then we met up at Starbucks and we went to Dollar Tree afterwards. But the conversation that we had felt better than makeup sex. Like reestablishing that connection after having, kind of a falling out was, I think, one of the best things that I experienced with you before getting anything sexual. And I think that's a lot of what happens now with people is we're in a rush to do absolutely everything. Everything is microwave instantly. Instant relationship. You want it instantly to be good. You want to hit these sheets instantly. And even though the D and the P might be bomb, that person is trash in a relationship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
Definitely slow down. Withhold it. Because if anything, the right person will wait. And I can assure you the connection that is established is going to make the intimacy part that much more bomb.
It takes everything to another level, and honestly, you get a chance to really see if the person is with you fully, and if a person is willing to not, engage in sex and all that, even though there's a whole bunch of temptation and is able to be controlled and respect, then you already know that this is something that could actually turn into something for the long term. So I'm just saying, these questions are very important. You definitely got to have a little bit of just regular street smarts with certain people and how you engage with personalities. So there are other things that are included in this as well that we can go over later, but these questions are real critical in helping you just to understand if this person is even in alignment with you, because not everybody is on the same wavelength, and you definitely don't want that person to be riding in your boat with you and that person contributes to your boat capsizing, because you might be going over to the Caribbean and this fool over here want to take you over into the Roanoke Rapids and want to taking you into a whole nother kind of experience. You want to cruise and have a good time, and this person is trying to capsize your boat. So I'm just saying, everybody ain't supposed to be with you for the long term. If you with a person, find out if this person's supposed to be with you for the long term. And ways to do that is asking these questions. And that'll help you out, especially if you're already in a committed relationship. So I ain't trying to mess no relationships up. I ain't trying to break it up. But everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be in something that's legit.
And it's definitely better sooner rather than later in regards to getting rid of it.
You got the pandemic going on right now. I'm telling you, right now it's probably
the quarantine.
The quarantine right now is probably the best time for you to go ahead and find out, because there's probably all kind of people getting breaking up anyway because of the pandemic. But hey, man, we wish the best for y'all. It was another.
Well, you do want to ask career goal oriented questions.
Oh yeah. Where you want to be at? I would say too. I don't know what that question is exactly, but short term goal, like where do they see themselves 5-10 years? So like short term 5 years, long term 10-15 years. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Okay, I want this, I want that. Okay, if you want this in the next 5 years, I want kids, I want that. This other person may be like, man, I ain't trying to have no kids in the next 5 years. It just helps you understand where this person is at, so when you get involved with them, it's nothing, it's no surprises. This person wanted in 5 years to be married, to have kids, yo, this is what they want in 5 years. So that's a huge question. What do you want? What do you want? What do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself in the next 10 years? 10 to 15, you know?
Yep. And definitely ask what the deal breakers are.
Yeah.
For that individual.
Yeah.
That is absolutely something that you need to know. And whether or not, you know, these deal breakers align with yours.
Yep. Don't go in my gummy bear bag trying to get extra gummy bears, because that's a problem already. No. We scrapped.
I can't even believe I ate them when I was pregnant. So
yeah. Oh, she was getting busy on it. I kept hearing that plaque. I'm like, yo, my own stash. Get it out of my bag.
You used to steal mine. What are you talking about? You were terrible. Stealing from a pregnant woman. You stole from your unborn baby's mouth, sir.
Man, Kyle loved them joints.
Oh, I'm sure he would gobble them up now.
Yeah, he loved them.
But anything that's important to you, you need to ask pertinent questions to that to see how that person feels about it. And then you have to respect their answers.
Yeah.
And whether or not you ignore how they feel about those answers, if you get with that person knowing darn well this person wasn't down with the get down, and now you want to fight about it?
Yeah.
No, you need to take your L.
Yeah, you already knew.
You need to walk away and you need to apologize.
Hey, man, you already knew.
You need to take accountability for your actions.
Yes, sir. You already knew up front. You can't say you didn't know. That's what these questions are. So important to ask early on. So now you know what you're getting yourself involved in. And that's very important, fellas, I would say, to women, is to allow the women to make their own decision on how they want to go about doing it. So if you decide you want to be like, hey, I got a girl over here and I want to be in an open relationship, you be honest. The reason why you be honest is because you allowing that woman to make the decision on whether she wants to do it and partake or not. So she can say, yeah, that's cool. But when you take that away from her and basically don't give her the opportunity to say yay or nay, that's where the problem is going to come from, because you're not being honest.
And the same for women, because women out here doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Provide that
some dudes don't care. Some dudes don't care because they're like, look, man, I'm out here.
A respect
whatever.
thing.
Yeah, just give respect, man.
Don't
you laying with somebody and all that. You got to think a little bit more than surface level. A lot of people think surface level when it comes to sleeping with people and all that. And yeah, I mean, if you ain't on that level, you're not thinking about it on a deeper level. But
that's if you think about energy.
Yeah, if you think about sex as an exchange of energy and how you are, you know, how it changes that person or a particular person during that time.
Come give me all that energy, son.
Yeah, when all that stuff, when all of that happens, yeah, man, you should definitely watch. You know, you should definitely be honest, because that energy is now a part of you. So if that person had a foul energy, you could pass that along to the next person you sleep with. So, you know.
Yeah, man, what goes around comes around. So if you're going to be selfish and you're going to lie and not provide the opportunity, I assure you it's going to come back in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, honesty,
back to you.
Yep,
and you don't want it to come at a point in time where you are ready to settle down.
Yep.
And that other person is just like, nah, fam. It's not what this was about.
Yep. And also, just to chime in real quick and throw it out there, because I was saying it before when we first started it, but vulnerability is so critical. I can't stress it enough. That was a very pivotal point in our relationship early on, where there was a lack of vulnerability from both of us.
And vulnerability will translate into openness.
Yes.
Which is one of the 5 elements of a healthy relationship.
Right.
So you guys definitely want to write this down, that a healthy relationship has 5 elements. And it is
wind, water, heart. Go Planet. Straight Captain Planet on it right here. No. Go ahead, man.
Well, the first one is self-love. If you don't love yourself, it's going to be very hard for the other individual to love you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much that person compliments you, showers you with affection. It's never going to feel like enough.
Yeah.
Respect, trust, openness, which vulnerability is on the same line as that. They're interchangeable.
I need pride. I need power.
I'm a badass mother who don't take no crap off of nobody.
Cool Runnings, yo. Y'all know that, man. Y'all gotta
You want to kiss
it.
my lucky egg?
Cool Runnings.
Anyway, and the last one is passion. So those are the 5 elements of a healthy relationship. And absolutely, if you start off giving the person respect, trusting the person, and being open and honest about your feelings, then it should make for an easier transition throughout. So you definitely want to keep that in mind as you get to know somebody. Yeah. And some of us people like to refer to ourselves as damaged. We need to stop that because we're not damaged.
Yeah, definitely, man. Words are spells.
And powerful.
Straight up. So watch the words that you use. Be very, very meticulous about the words that come out your mouth. And speak life when you talk. Be positive.
Speak positivity.
Yeah.
But be informative to the other individual. You don't have to do it on the first date. If you know that this might be going somewhere, this person is in alignment with you, you might want to let them know that, hey, in all my past relationships, I got cheated on. So trust is very big for me. Mm-hmm. And as much as I want to trust you fully, I'm going to tell you that my past is actually haunting me. So I might feel some kind of way. And I'm going to do my best not to project it onto you. But I might need a little more patience. So please go ahead and tell me if that's something that you can deal with. So whatever your past demons are, if you're not over them and this person is willing to deal with it, then provide them the opportunity to say yes, that's something they can deal with, or no, because you shouldn't have somebody you're getting to know pay for the past mistakes of other relationships. But there are people out there willing to help you build yourself back up. My husband, for example, was one of those individuals. He understood that I went through some traumatic things in my past relationships, physical, mental, emotional abuse. Mm-hmm. And as well put together as I was, I'm very, very strong and positive, and I was moving forward. And it doesn't play that big of a role, but there are things that trigger.
Right.
And he'd be like, whoa. I'd be like, oh, my bad. And then we have to have a conversation about, what transpired, what did it, and then how do we correct it. I won't use this. I won't do that no more. Mm-hmm. All right. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I'll let you know moving forward.
And to piggyback off of that, man, that's absolutely true. We definitely went through that, and I just wanted to add on top of that is real quick, you guys that are Audible video book listeners or like to read, there is a book that's really dope. It's called The Untethered Soul. It is by, I think his name is Michael A. Singer, right? And in this book, it talks about, this is very healing for just how you go about, I would say, even in a toxic relationship or even in bad past relationships moving forward. There's a portion of the book which talks about like your heart being heavy, and what's happening is when there's things that are happening in your life that you didn't like, a bad experience, what happens is then you guard your heart, or you tense up so that thing won't happen again. You may fear it from happening again. So you try, when you see a sign of it happening, you are automatically going to experience that trauma, that fear all over again. So being able to remove yourself from that fear or that trauma is very critical. And the first thing that he was saying was being able to, when you notice your heart tensing up, to free your heart, like let your heart relax. Every time you feel that tenseness coming from something that has caused you a discomfort in the past, you have to allow it to flow through you like energy. So you got to kind of imagine that whatever that experience was, imagine it like air flowing through your body. and allow it to pass through your body. Don't allow it to stay. It's dope, man. It's a dope book.
I heard parts of it, but
yeah, it's
you said I didn't know. I was thinking about passing gas. I'm sorry. That's why.
Oh yeah, she tripping. See, I'm trying to drop y'all. I'm trying to drop some jewels.
I'm sorry.
It's a great book. Yeah, I ain't gonna discredit the book. It's an excellent book, and you guys, we're not only just talking about your relationship. You also have to take responsibility for the relationship you're in. So it is very important that you also do some self,
reflection.
Self-reflection and some, not even just self-healing, but some self-help. Well, I guess I'm not trying to use help. I'm trying to use like advancement, like
growth.
Better, yeah, some growth. So this is just something to help people that this is daily stuff too, not just relationship. It's an excellent book, man. Check it out. And I just said that because you were talking about, past, and when you get into a relationship with someone saying that, hey, this is what happened in my past. I think it's a great thing to acknowledge, let people know. And it's also a great thing so that you may not have to use that a lot down the line in the future, because you've gotten to a point where you're like, okay, I can still move on and still experience this new person just like it's a fresh person every single time. That's what the book is talking about. Experiencing everything like as if it's the first time all over again. Even though you had an issue with it, hey, allow that to be what it is. Allow it to flow. It happens. Move forward with it, and don't allow that thing that happened to dictate what you do next time. So, yeah, it's just a dope.
And book. Lastly, I think for this episode, we'll wrap it up. Learn your love language. Your love language doesn't necessarily need to align with the other person's, but this lets you know what you need out of a relationship in order to feel loved.
Yeah.
There's 5 love languages. There's also a book. So if you want to learn more, go ahead. You can even Google it and find some information online about it.
That's dope.
But the first one is words of affirmation. The second is acts of service. Third is receiving gifts. Fourth is quality time. And 5 is physical touch. So just to know that and share that with the other person, because if you're a physical touch person like I am, and the other person isn't big on physical touch,
like me,
well, you're a lot bigger on it than past relationships. Like I've had somebody who just did not, like, hugging was off limits. And I'm like, a hug is off limits? That's just crazy to me. Because the person wasn't hugged growing up, so they just felt super uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
So you should know whether or not this person can provide it to you or is willing to provide it to you.
That was a huge one, man. Love language, that's a huge one, for sure.
My love language, or just in
general? No, I'm saying that.
Oh, topic. Knowing your love language.
Knowing your love language is
knowing
that's
your
critical,
love language, because you need to know whether or not this person is going to be able to fulfill, and you need to know how you need to be fulfilled. Also, that is your responsibility to know what it takes for you to feel love. You might need gifts. That's not a bad thing.
Right.
You might have received gifts growing up a lot, and that is what made you feel special and loved, is when somebody did that for you.
And when you know there's different languages, now you know there's other ways in which love can be shown. Because some people just think, I've always been shown love by gifts, and I'm not getting gifts now, so you must not love me.
Correct.
So, yeah. Now, that's great, man. That's
that
dope.
also helps you love the other person better also. It allows you to show love to that individual, man, on a different level.
Tell you, you're gonna be a counselor, girl. You should be.
I'm well on my way, sir.
Yeah, man, you're doing your thing, baby.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, people. I'm sure we'll touch on this subject again, because it's a huge topic for us that we both are very passionate about. But maybe next time we'll go over red flags and why people ignore them.
Yes, don't ignore them, for sure, man. Yep.
But is there anything else you want to add to the conversation, sir? Because we've been going in on it for a minute.
Yeah. I think we're approaching the 2-hour mark, man. I don't think I got anything extra. All I want to say is thank you guys for listening and showing us love on the podcast. We're going to continue to drop every week. I think now we're going to do it on Wednesdays.
We're going to be dropping them on Wednesdays because it seems like that's the best day to actually upload your podcast because there's a lot of downloading happening on Thursdays.
Right.
So Wednesdays is going to be
our
that
new
y'all
day.
can look out for us.
Yeah, we're going to drop it on Wednesdays, man. And, man, I just want to thank you guys for listening to us. And I ain't really got too much more to say. Y'all already know the normal. Like, subscribe if you're listening to this on YouTube or you're watching it on YouTube. You guys can obviously share us on your social medias if you're watching this, or I'm not watching, I'm sorry. If you're listening to it on any of the other podcast channels, Spotify,
Radio
Google
Public
Podcasts, all the ones.
Pocket
Apple
Cast.
Podcasts. I think we're trying to get on Apple Podcasts. We're
not
still
approved yet, but
not
we're getting
approved
there
on that one yet. But there's gonna be more, and again, we are going to be doing a video portion of or video podcast as well. It'll be the same thing, but you'll be able to see us. That'll be on YouTube, of course. Check us out.
Share it on Facebook.
Yep, check us out on social media. Well, We Random Podcast is our. I always get them confused.
We're at We Random on Facebook, and on IG we're We Random TV.
Right.
As well as YouTube.
Right.
So you can find us there. Our personal.
Yeah, Savannah, 808 Smiles,
and Izzo on the Beat.
Izzo on the Beat is mine. My website is izzoonthebeat.com. You can go there, of course, for my content creators and recording artists and music supervisors, film, all that TV. You can go in there and you can purchase, or you can contact me in regards to music licensing. So I am a music producer, and yeah, man. I mean, I gotta big your boy up, big ups to myself. And the podcast, man, I'm enjoying what we doing, man. It's dope. I like the new sound quality, the new audio. I like the setup we got in here. It's a little hot in here, but we holding it down.
That's my delectable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My
that's of course
radiating off of me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that definitely has something to do with it for sure. But
I run hot.
Yeah, man. But other than that, man, thank you guys once again, and I'm out, man. I'm done. I ain't got nothing else, baby.
Well, mahalo for listening, commenting, supporting. Aloha.